Namaste, it's the Spiritual Daywalker with your tarot card reading for this new moon phase, and it's eclipse season. So, Taurus, shit's gonna hit the fan, but I feel like you're so grounded, you're gonna weather the storm in a quite profound manner. It's not gonna be exactly easy. Maybe it will be. Maybe for you being so grounded within yourself, within how you stimulate yourself, right, and keep yourself moving. It's going to be nice to see that you're actually doing quite well compared to others um, in this season, because like eclipse season is where we're transitioning, right? The entire world is transitioning, and you are able to deal well with change because your routines, like your day-to-day routines, keep you grounded, keep you afloat. So let's see how this reading will show this. Um, that being said, it is a general reading. If the message doesn't resonate with you, feel free to drop the message. If it does resonate with you, drop a comment, like, and subscribe. I'm going to do the DNA spread. That is my version of the Tree of Life spread with the soul coming into manifestation. Now, in your soul spot, there's a Two of Coins. That is dealing with change, weighing your options, making a decision, right? And since it's in the soul spot, it's your soul decided it's time to make a decision, or like rather weigh your options carefully. That's an earth energy. You're very familiar with this energy, right? You are an earth sign after all. So let's see what exactly you're manifesting with this Two of Coins here. So your soul decided it's time to go for a change, to make a decision for a change. What decision are you making though? That is kind of subject to your free will. Your soul only wants you to decide, right? You as a character decide where to go and how to experience this Two of Coins energy. Now, on the spot of the nine, that is like the topic for your experience, right? The overall lesson that you're learning. A Page of Cups. That is cool. That is about self love. Yeah, it could be someone coming in, right? But since it's in the lesson slash challenge spot, oh, that's the air conditioning really going at it right now. Or is it raining? Amazing. It's water energy. Probably rain. So it's water energy. Page of Cups means there is um it's about it's about finding, like, healing your inner child or staying true to your inner child. I very much get that it's your energy, loving yourself, right? It's a love offering coming in also, but since it's in the spot of the nine, it is you learning to love yourself even more, right? Get the strong sense of feeling proud of yourself, in a sense, in a very um yeah, not that Leo kind of pride, but a true sense of, hey, I did well here. I'm really cool with myself. That kind of deal. Let's see what you're manifesting in the spot of the 10. That is how you experience this. A Knight of Wands in reverse. Well, that is wanting to move, but not exactly being able to move. Mm, the passion is delayed. It can be a lot. It can be related to, well, people coming in, right? Maybe you're manifesting a Knight of Wands, like someone lashing out, like fire energy that is not exactly under control. But I get the strong sense that this is kind of your energy dealing with delay, right? Where you like want to move, but you can't exactly move. And you got to love the process. But, well, you're a Taurus. Loving the process is what you do, right? Mm. So I feel you're going to be doing quite well here. I have to say, though, with those three cards in the middle as the core of your experience, this can go any way right here, right? So I have to pull some more cards to see where this is exactly going. It's a beautiful energy though. As a wrap up, you decide to change from forceful, passionate energy into a more loving, going with the flow kind of energy, right? That's how you, like, that's your energy. How you're coming out of this experience is that sense of being like truly okay with it, you know, that loving the process kind of energy. Very interesting. So this is how you deal with change that is not exactly moving forward, right? That's just loving the process, loving the shit out of it. Very interesting. The thing that gets you into this experience, like the impulse and the spot of the one, the Aleph, is the Queen of Cups. It's love. And, well, it is trusting yourself. Look at her, right? She's so proud of herself. That is self-worth right there. And if that is what's getting you moving, it can be another person where you're like, that gives you a sense of stability, and like as this idea of as long as we're together, everything's gonna be fine, right? Can be. I still get the feeling for you, Taurus, that even though there's so many court cards in here, and there's probably all different players in your life. I mean, we have 4 cards on the table, and 3 of them are face cards, right? So it's going to be related to a mixture of different people in your life. But I strongly get the sense that this reading is going to be very much about your energy, right? So the thing that gets you moving is this Queen of Cups energy, where you realize, I'm worth it, my feelings are worth it, I trust and love, and I have compassion for everyone that is in this change, in this transition phase. So you're coming from a very loving, compassionate energy. Whatever life throws at you, however people around you are going to be acting out, maybe this Knight of Wands is someone that has their fire energy, their passion not under control, very rattled by things. And you are coming from a Queen of Cups where you're like, I get it, man. I get it. That's like, there's some shit going on right here. You want to move, but you can't. Love the process, you know? That kind of grounding energy. Very beautiful. Now let's see how this Queen of Cups energy is received in the spot of the 2. That's the thing that is giving you balance. Is the Hermit. See, I said it's about your energy, about finding that truth within you, finding that light within you. That is like going to your safe place in a sense, and also learning, like you've accepted that this phase, this transition phase, is about learning, right? So to make that decision, your soul wanting to make that decision of the 2 of coins, right? So you're in a change, and you have to pick a tangible way of doing things, right? Like an earth energy way of doing things. And what gets you moving, or like the energy you're moving into that decision with from the internal, is love, compassion, trust, and self-worth, mixed with going within yourself, pulling back, finding that light, learning your lesson, very open and compassionate towards yourself, towards others. Very beautiful, right? So that Hermit in that spot of the 2, because the Hermit is a loner, right? It's that guy with the lantern that just, well, walks the walk, right? And that's it's a lonesome energy, but not exactly lonely. Catch my drift? So whatever is gonna go around, like gonna take place around you, what people are going through, whatever, you're like safe in your cave, very much heart-centered with that Queen of Cups, right? And finding more towards yourself, like inside you're getting younger, in a sense, right? Because you're coming out as that Knave of Cups, that Page of Cups. Very interesting. In the spot of the 3, the insight you're gaining from that hermit cave is the Queen of Coins. It's again a very passive but very deserving energy. It's cool. That is you grounding that Queen of Cups through learning something about reality. That is, and yeah, it's all about loving that process. So cool. I mean, like, if your insight is a Queen of Coins coming from a Queen of Cups, then you realize that you love the love you have for things, the trust you have in the world and yourself living in this world is going to make you deserving and capable of manifesting some real good shit in your reality. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. So this is an emotional self-worth and love and compassion for yourself and others that is going to translate internally into a sense of, well, I actually deserve everything in this world. I actually, right, I can accumulate wealth. I'm like, I'm a good investor because I manage my resources well, right? And that doesn't exactly only mean money. That means like your energy, right? You manage your energy really well by pulling back into that hermit mode. It's like, okay, I get it. I need to take another look at what like my own truth is. Like, I need to pull back from something. Love the process, right? The more you love the process, the more things are gonna unfold for you. That is that Queen of Coins realization where you're like, see, I did nothing but watch and observe and learn, and it solved itself. That kind of energy, very beautiful. In the spot of the 4, the idea that gives you stability, a sense of security and longevity here is the Temperance in reverse. That's very interesting. It's an idea of this too shall pass, right? So if in the spot of the 4, that's the idea that you fall back on when shit gets tough, where you're like, well, this I got, you know? And if that's a Temperance in reverse, it doesn't mean that you're struggling with it, with patience or whatever. No. It is more like, you know, it's about healing, right? And that gives you a sense of stability, where you, when you think about that, it's a healing process, and that at a certain point you're moving out of that healing process, right? You see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's going to make you enjoy the journey more, right? So when the going gets tough, you fall back on this idea of like, you know, this too shall pass. It's all good for something, and it's going to unfold well. Very beautiful. In the spot of the 5, the thing that the concept that's going to cause a little friction, and I mean, coming from that energy, you don't exactly want things to change, because you're so grounded within yourself and so emotionally well off. But 5 is going to come with a little conflict. However, you notice that you are in a transitional period, so you're going to do well with that also. The 2 of Swords in reverse, right underneath the Hermit, coming from that Queen of Cups. Interesting. 2 of Swords is a card for protecting your heart, which can also blind you towards new opportunities. But it's in reverse, and it's in the spot for change. So usually my card for coping mechanisms for you, it has a different meaning. It's more, you're letting your guard down. It's like you're looking life straight in the face, being like, you know what? Bring it, bitch. I love you. You know, that's so interesting because you're coming from that Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is so in touch with her emotions. She can be vulnerable without being hurt. And that is the 2 of Swords, you letting your defenses down, right? Where you're like, you know, actually, I don't need to protect myself because, you know, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, and I can manage, you know. that is very cool. So the thing that's changing about you is leaving those coping mechanisms behind, yes, but it's you kind of letting your guard down because you feel strong enough to do so emotionally, and like in your reality probably. Yeah, it's very much yeah, I don't see too many pentacles yet in manifestation. Like the Queen of Coins is very much internally, right? So it is your idea of being deserving. um, what I do see here is that internal growth and confirmation that you get from yourself, from being able to deal with this very well, and yeah, loving yourself for it. Very interesting. So you're letting your guard down because you know you're emotionally mature enough to do so. That's a beautiful thing. Fuck yeah. So let's see, in the spot of the seven, the idea that you are attached to, that is a strong sense of self, seven, um, is a four of coins in reverse. Um, well, yeah, you're letting go of attachment. I mean, four of coins is very much about um, stability in your reality, right? So it's um, resources, maybe resources dwindling. I see that something is dwindling that you hold very, held very dear, right? Like a set of resources, a network, whatever. Like your your situation in life is changing, and it's something that you you identified with a lot, right? Where you're like, okay, wow, I always thought this is going to be here forever, right? Or I always thought I have to hold on to this, but it's tied to that two of swords in reverse, where you're like, you know what, fuck this, love the process. If life's going to take it away from me, then so fucking be it, you know. And I see you coming from that energy internally. That four of coins in reverse is nothing to be afraid of. It's rather something to look forward to realize. I'm very curious how this is balanced in the spot of the eight, because it's going to give us some more clarity about how you realize that, like how you experience that four of coins energy in reverse. Very interesting. In the spot of the eight, that which is going to lead you to abundance, right? I get a slight different connotation for the eight here for you. We'll see. In the spot of the eight, there's a nine of swords. Yeah, that's why I had the idea that eight doesn't exactly mean abundance. It means, well, it doesn't exactly mean abundance. It means a lot. And for you, this here means overdrive, right? So if you if things are shifting, right? Something in your reality is falling apart, which you thought is going to be there to secure you, right? Or something that your character was very attached to, right? Um, like you thought you're going to stay, like you're going to live in this place forever, or your savings account's getting, like you have to, you know, like use your savings account to get by, or um, maybe a relationship even where you thought, okay, I thought this is going to lead some, like, or go on forever, whatever, or a job, you know, something like that, something that gave you stability in a very tangible sense, something you you built your life on, right? You were attached to. So that's shifting. And if that shifting is making you worry a lot, then, well, ouch. That's not exactly nice, right? So abundance in your sense means just a lot of worry, right? But I get the sense that you see that, right? you realize worrying will get you nowhere. You're coming from this beautiful energy. So whatever happens here, right, that is you loving the process. You realize the Four of Coins has to go. You're having a lot of thoughts about it, but this too shall pass, right? So that is the learning part of it. See, the Nine of Swords and the Temperance and the Hermit, they're connected right here. They are like the feminine energy of that DNA spread. That's the receiving end, where you're like, okay, I gotta pull back to really find my truth here. I know this is a learning phase, so this too shall pass, right? And you gotta go through this, right? And it's coming with a lot of thought, right? With a lot of things going through your mind, especially triggered by that Four of Coins in reverse. But if this energy internally is accompanying this, there's no reason to worry, really. So let's see how the Four of Coins and Nine of Swords are balancing out in the spot of the Six. That is the idea that's going to elevate your experience, that's going to make you feel real good about what's happening here, even though it seems like it doesn't look too good on the surface, but underneath the surface, the energy is so beautiful. So let's see. In the spot of the Six, there is a King of Wands. So that Knight of Wands in reverse is answered by a King of Wands right here, where you're like, okay, got to be more mature about what we want here and realize it's not so much about going for what you want. It's more about knowing that you deserve it and letting it come to you, right? So the difference between the Knight of Wands, especially in reverse, and the King of Wands is that the King of Wands is a little more patient, a little less demanding. The King of Wands is a more settled in fire energy, right? It's very much passionate and very much, it's a little more grown up, right, than the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is that go-getter kind of energy, right? And you're leaving that Knight of Wands energy behind, that I want this, I gotta work for it, I gotta get it, let's do this kind of energy. And the King of Wands is more like, we're already doing it. We're not going to stop. We're not going to be led astray, whatever, right? You don't have to push for it either. We're just doing it, And if doing it means going through this transition phase, then may it be so. Fuck that shit, right? So that's very interesting. You're maturing. I kind of get the sense, though, that this Knight of Wands not exactly, well, it's your energy, all right. It's an energy you were connecting with a lot in the past, and you're growing out of it. But you were so attached to that energy that it's not exactly easy. Okay, how to translate this? Could be that you're leaving a friend behind, for example, right? Could be that you had that one friend, you did everything together, whatever, you were like doing crazy shit and whatnot, and you are changing very much internally, and that stability in your life, that person that was always with you, is leaving your life now, right? Either because they did some shit, because they were kind of lashing out, whatever, and you realize, hey, that kind of energy, I don't want this in my life, right? So it can be an abrupt split, But since there's so little conflict, and a Nine of Swords, I don't get that it's not a confrontation in that sense. It's just like, parting ways. That's more like, maybe that Nine of Swords is also an indicator where, where you're sitting there like, why are they not calling? Like, what is it? Why did we lose ourselves here? Yeah, maybe you're just going in different directions. And I don't want to get stuck on the narrative from with that friend analogy, whatever it could be, that, but it's more that kind of hasty go-getter kind of player energy that you were so fond of in the past is maturing, and that is tied to something that gave you a lot of stability in your life, which can also be a job. It can be like, it can be moving into a different place where there's like less clubbing, um, whatever, where you thought like something, you're somewhere or something you thought you would stay with, and now it's kind of leaving you. And I see that it's not a conscious decision. You are making a decision. You're making a decision to go with the flow here because your soul decided it. But your soul decided to decide. Your soul decided to make a decision, right? That doesn't mean that your character is making the decision. Your character has to go with that flow. Your character be like, yeah, well, if this is what it is, and this ain't what it ain't, then yeah, we just got to work with it, love the process. So since that Nine of Swords is here, that means whatever is happening here, whatever is leaving you, is kind of like, is making you think about it a lot. Well, maybe not exactly worrying, because the energy you're coming from is way too good to be really worrying, but it could be like your mind racing a little around it. It's like, could this be it? Could this be it? Did I do something wrong here? Did they, like, where are they coming from? Whatever, like, you're very much analyzing that situation and over analyzing that situation until you realize, you know what? Actually, I want to be in this kind of energy because I know I deserve it. This kind of energy. That's the 3 and the 6 oscillating. Is you're oscillating between a Queen of Cups, Queen of Coins, and a King of Wands, which is very beautiful. That is very balanced. That is the feminine of the feminine and the masculine of the masculine. So the receptive water energy and the progressive fire energy. So double, balancing each other out, right? And the funny thing is, for me, the 3 is a masculine energy and the 6 is a feminine energy, right? I don't want to get too much into detail why, but it is the flux. 3 and 6 represent duality. 3 plus 6 is 9, is the highest digit, right? So mathematically it makes sense. The 3 and the 6 are oscillating, and they are vice versa. So in the 3, the more masculine, you have the double feminine, and in the 6, the more feminine, you have the double masculine. So it's very balanced. Whatever is happening here, it's making you realize that you deserve better, right? And going for it. And the idea that you deserve better, accepting that idea, making it your own, is going to make you feel real good about yourself, like you're like being capable of it. So someone around you is setting a bad example for you, which you don't want to engage with anymore, right? So some surrounding, some person, something around you that you are maturing out of. You're growing out of your environment. And it was an environment or maybe a friendship or something or a relationship, or many relationships, right? That you held dear for very long, that gave you a sense of security, right? Because you were connecting with that type of energy, with that fiery, passionate, fuck this, let's do this, let's party kind of energy, which is cool, but you're maturing out of this. And while maturing, that Nine of Swords kicks in where you're like, shit, am I getting old? Are like, am I changing and they're not? Like, is this what I truly want? Guess this is just like part of the process. I mean, getting old is natural, right? But what does getting old mean actually? I'm just growing up. It's not getting old, you know? These kind of thoughts, right? Where you're like very consciously working through your inner world to find that truth, right? And that is very beautiful. So no harm, actually. You are equipped with a beautiful energy to deal with the changes around you, and you're walking through those changes as a King of Wands, right? So everyone around you is going to have the feeling that you got this. Yeah, but you know, like everything's going to shit, can't you see? And you'll be like, yeah, of course I can see. I see that everything's going to shit. But that's just clearing the playing field. Like, we got this, you know? So that's a very passionate energy about going through this transition phase. And that is because you are so grounded within yourself. And then coming out as a Page of Cups, right? You're coming from a King of Wands energy, that's fire of fire. And you challenge what you emanate from, as like, from this experience, you emanate as a Page of Cups. That is a new beginning in love. That is your inner child coming out to play. That is a new beginning. Like, you know, whatever comes after this is going to make you feel real good about yourself. It's going to make you emotionally fulfilled. You're going to be able to give love. It's going to be a love offering. After all this, after this transitional phase, there's going to be a love offering, right? And that is both you offering your love to the world, where you're like, so we got through it. I knew it. See? I trust that the universe is going to provide, and the universe will provide, right? And that energy is going to then manifest a love offering that is like proposed to you, right? So yeah, I kind of get that it's a job, because I mean, like, you're coming from a very pentacly energy, right? So it can be like a new life partner, right? It can be anything, but be it's gonna be a new beginning in a new beginning, like feeling refreshed and feeling confirmed and feeling playful, right? After this transitional period, where you realize, you know, see, I went with it. I did my part, learned my lesson. I was not afraid of the changes happening, and I didn't fall for this Nine of Swords. God, I love myself, right? That kind of and not narcissistic, right? Yeah, I mean, like, there's a King of Wands, but not narcissistic, more like what I said initially, that pride of yourself being able to weather a storm like that, a storm that is a Four of Coins in reverse in your spot of a 7. That means your identity is shifting, right? You're shifting who you were into who you're going to become, and the person that you are right now is that change, right? So that, if that makes sense to you, you are realizing that you are neither the person you want to be nor the person you were. You're somewhere in between, but you realize that being able to find yourself in this change, as a part of this change, That is actually what it's all about. And that is already you becoming who you're going to become, right? The moment you realize, wait, I'm changing. Well, who am I actually, if not the one that is changing always? You know, like that's some profound inner truth where you're like, I am the kid, I am the mother, I am the father, I'm everything, right? I'm everything all at once. I am change, so I don't have a problem with things shifting around me. I'm thinking about it, but I don't have to overthink it. All that stuff. Like this is love the process. Very much so. Someone is like you're growing out of this energy, and it's probably gonna be reflected in the people you hang with, right? Your posse, like not being with the same people anymore as you were before because you're so busy with growing up that and not growing up in the I have to be your king of pentacles kind of way, right? It's not about being responsible, right? It's about being wise. Like what I see here is true wisdom. It's true balance between the core masculine energies and the core feminine energies, right? It's all coming from love and trust. And yeah, and come like in the middle there's like that page of cups. That is so beautiful. That is so like playful and loving and joyful. Amazing. Taurus, if that resonated with you, I mean, how can it not? Yeah. If that resonated with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe. Check out daywalker-bali.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. I'm opening up an online shop. It's going to be a fucking amazing, right? So transitional period all around. If you care to dig deeper, opt for a private online reading, I do those as well. So hit me up and very much enjoy this energy, Taurus. This is amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. I love you.